All right, we have a lot to cover today. This is all of the relationship mistakes that guys make. These are all of the turnoffs, okay? These are all the turnoffs in a relationship that will cause the woman that you're dating to lose desire. This is all of the issues, this is all of the mistakes. This video is probably going to be a rude awakening for a lot of you, but I don't really care. So let's just dive in. Okay, so the first thing that you have to understand is that if you are dating a woman for a prolonged period of time, let's say 6 months, a year, 2 years, anything like that, where you're constantly seeing her, okay, listen closely. If you're in a relationship, you are now in basically like the business of emotional management. You are now going to have to manage your own emotions at the highest level in order to make sure that you do not get overly reactive about anything due to the fact that her emotions are constantly going to go up and down. Okay? Ensuring that you are doing the right things to never make mistakes that cause a loss in masculine frame. Okay, so I'm glad that we got that out of the way. The reason why is because her emotions will constantly be all over. That means that one day everything is going completely fine. Like you'll wake up and be like, wow, the day's going really good. And then randomly, she has this feeling where something happened and now there's turmoil. Or she's disappointed at something or she's frustrated about something. This is what you're going to notice. So majority of the women that you date, you have to understand this, okay? Majority of women that you date will attempt to get full psychological control of you in the relationship at all times by creating turmoil. This is what she's constantly trying to gain over your mind, is power over your mind. This is what she wants. And she's going to do this by creating turmoil. She's going to attempt to gain control, okay? And she's going to attempt to gain leverage in the relationship over your mind so you go weak. How does she do this? She does this by creating turmoil or drama to see if you get reactive. The guy who gets reactive now has fear of loss. That fear of loss creates a situation where now she doubts your masculinity and now she leaves you. So this is what will happen, or this is what could happen. You'll notice you wake up, the day is perfect, and then she feels disappointed randomly over something you did or something you said, which is going to cause some type of turmoil or tension. You cannot get reactive. So I'm going to make this very clear. You cannot react to anything. There is a lot of men you will constantly see, they go right into the conversation. Your job as a man is to stay above the conversation. So she will constantly try to pull you in to that world of emotion. She's going to try to pull you into the weeds. She's going to try to pull you into the chaos, pull you into the turmoil, and she's going to keep saying, please engage with me. Please have drama with me. Please have this tension with me. Please communicate. Please communicate. It's like she wants to see if she can get you to react. You cannot react to anything. You cannot react to anything. She's going to always try to pull you into drama, conversation, potential arguments, anything that she can think of to feel a spike of emotion and potentially give herself reason to leave you. So this is what you have to know, is a woman is always looking to leave you. She's always looking to find a reason to disqualify you and then leave you. I don't care if you've been married for 5 years, she's looking for a reason to leave you. Could be that you got too reactive about something. You literally cannot care. You literally cannot react to anything. So you might be sitting here wondering, well, okay, Casey, if I'm going to date a woman and I already know that these emotional ups and downs and this drama is going to come, okay, what should I do if I can't react to anything? How do I monitor my emotional state the right way to make sure that things are smooth? This is what you do. You let time pass. You just let time pass. Whatever she's feeling, she's going to eventually get tired that day and then need to probably take a nap or go to bed. And then by the time she wakes up, she maybe will feel a different emotion where now she's happy again. This is what you're going to notice, is constantly there's just a different like ups and downs of emotions. So just let time pass. Sometimes she might be disappointed for 20 minutes. Sometimes she might be disappointed for 2 hours. Sometimes she might be disappointed for 2 weeks. Sometimes she might be disappointed for 2 days. It really doesn't matter. Just let time go by. Eventually you'll just wake up the next day too and drink a cup of coffee or a cup of water and feel good, and then she'll wake up and she'll feel something else, and just let time go by, okay? Just never under any circumstances ever go into the conversation. This is where guys will make all the mistakes. They'll try to like prove their point that they're right through a text message. Or they're going to try to like pick up that phone and have a phone call because they want to have a conversation to talk it out. Okay, you cannot do this with a woman that you're dating. You can't do it because instantly you open yourself up to more and more interest tests. Instantly what she's watching is the downfall of your masculinity. Instantly what she's watching is you becoming emasculated through every single word that you speak into existence and every text message that you send with conversation. You are giving her your energy. Okay, this is the weakness of man, is they fall weak to the woman. Now, everything about your internal emotions is going to tell you communicate with her, fix things, have a conversation about it, talk through it, try to make her happy even though she's mad or disappointed. No. You can't do any of that. You just let time go by. You cannot do any of that. The boyfriends, the husbands who do this, they get left, okay? The guy that she's actually thinking about, some may identify him as the bad boy or the player or whatever. The guy that she is constantly thinking about is the guy who constantly appears like he doesn't care and he's not willing to engage in any of this. So keep that in mind. Now, once you understand this, now we can finally go through all of the turnoffs. So this is a list, okay, of all of the things that will turn her off in the relationship, and these are a bunch of mistakes that most guys make that they do not even realize that they are making. Let's dive in. If you are getting into a relationship with a woman, you must know all of the turnoffs. So all of these things that I'm about to show you, you have to know all this, you have to learn all of this. Number two, it comes down to actually knowing what not to do instead of what to do, because most guys get in the mindset of thinking that they need to learn something or do something and fix things when this is not true. Maintaining a relationship is more or less about what you don't do, okay? That's the next thing that you have to know. And then last but not least, you have to spot the mistakes before they actually come. You have to spot the mistakes before they arrive in the relationship. If you can spot what's going to come, if you can identify what will come in the future, you're going to be miles ahead of most guys who completely just fail. So number one, the very first turnoff in a relationship is going to be not maintaining your personal life or your social life just because you are now with her. So this is a huge mistake that guys make, is they start to intertwine their life with somebody so much that they lose their current self of who they are in their personal life, and it's like almost like you lose your identity of who you are. You get sucked into that relationship. So not maintaining your personal life or your social life just because you're now with her. So listen to me closely. You need to think about this, okay? You were solo at one point, and you were living your life at one point before. That means there was a full 24 hours in a day, and you were finding some way to use it. I don't know what you were doing, but every single day there was 24 hours in a day still, and somehow you found a way to occupy yourself and you were doing something. Then you met her, and now it's like your whole 24 hours has just shifted, and it's like you don't even necessarily know what you're doing or who you are because now you're just constantly trying to maintain this relationship with this person. So you have to ask yourself, what changed? What changed is that you lost your frame. What changed is that you lost your ability to actually know who you are in your path in life, hour for hour, and where you should put your time. And last but not least, you have just accepted that you need intimacy to such a degree that you need another person to be by you so much. And this is not good. What you're going to notice with men is when they get into a relationship, here's typically what happens. Number one, they get into worse shape or they start to put on weight. Number two, they start to make less money. And number three, he starts to spend his time doing a bunch of things that he did not have any interest in doing in the beginning. So what's going to happen is you're going to now, let's say you want to level up in your career and you want to do these things that increases your status or increases your finances, whatever. Now on Saturdays, all of a sudden you're shopping for candles. You're going to furniture stores looking at rugs. And you're now shopping for whatever. Like this is what you're now doing. Is she's going to constantly say, babe, do you want to come do this with me? Babe, do you want to go do this with me? And you just say, yes. Okay, this is a huge problem. Okay, this is how a guy starts to lose himself and not know who he is. So that's number one. Number two, not realizing that she's constantly trying to pull you into her world. Okay, so basically like, this is what you have to understand. If you're like a big, strong pit bull, she wants to see if she can turn you into a poodle. She wants to see if she can pull you into her world. If you have your own hobbies and interests, Okay, let's say you're all about a specific sports team and going to the gym and doing this. She's going to see if she can pull you into her world. So now all of a sudden she wants to see if she can find a way to make your world all about doing Pilates and watching a bunch of shows, and then all of a sudden you know, doing this specific event that you've never done before. Like, she wants to constantly see if she can get you to change. This is what you have to know. So like, if you're a big strong pit bull, she wants to see if she can turn you into a poodle. So what I can tell you is this: she is constantly going to be asking herself the subconscious question, can I get him, okay? Can I get him to constantly do what I say? And if you start falling for this, you're going to be in for a rude awakening when you notice that she's talking to other guys, she all of a sudden doesn't want to make time to see you, all of a sudden she's losing interest in seeing you. This is very important. This brings me to my next point. Point number 3 is being a yes man, okay? Most guys never have the ability to say no, okay? And they're not realizing that you have had a life before. Like, you have actually had a life before. You had stuff going on in your life prior. So you got to ask yourself, what changed? What changed is that you are now basically losing track of your purpose, okay? You're losing track of your purpose. For some of you, that could be a big goal. It could be a career goal. It could be a business goal. Whatever it is, you're losing track of what you're supposed to do every day. You're losing track of your own success. You're constantly getting pulled into her world, and what's going to happen is your success and your status is going to suffer. Okay, and then she starts to find you as a less attractive option because your success and your status have suffered. So keep that in mind. She wants to see how much added free time that she can get you to waste on things that you don't have interest in doing. This is her entire strategy, okay? This is basically almost like every woman that you're going to date. I don't really care how old she is. She could be 26, she could be 25, she could be 35, she could be 45, she could be 21, like, I don't care. This is what you're going to notice. You're going to notice the same behavior because naturally they just start to do things, which is female nature as a whole. So this is where you hear a lot of guys who are like, yeah, you know, it seems like every woman that I date, just the same pattern happens. It's like, yeah, this is why. Because it's female nature that you don't understand. This is what you need to actually like get a good understanding of. So number 3 is being a yes man, okay? Number 4 would be living with a woman. This is typically a huge mistake, especially if you're not married. Okay, keep this in mind. The reason being is because it ruins all of the mystery. So what creates desire in a woman is to have the unknown of when she's going to get to see you next. So what happens when you live with a woman is it ruins all the mystery, and now it devalues your attention. It's like before, when she would get a text message or a phone call from you, it meant something because she didn't get it all the time. Now if you're living together, she sees you every day, what happens is she inevitably just gets bored. She gets bored of looking at you. She's sick of looking at you. Doesn't matter if you're 7 feet tall, doesn't matter if you make $5 million a year, the more time you spend with her, the less she likes you. So that's number 4, living with a woman, okay? Number 5, having a mindset that you're building something together or growing together. This is a huge issue. This is a huge issue. If you have the mindset that you're growing together, what that basically says is, hey, I'm not growing on my own. This is very bad, and here's why. A man has to have a mindset of independence and self-sufficiency, which means you are self-sufficient no matter who is in your life. You are independent from needing a relationship for your own emotional stability at all times because you are building something for you. Okay? When you have the mindset that we're building something together, what that basically says is, hey, I'm not building until I have somebody with me. And this is the opposite of a masculine man, okay? So your path in life, okay, is with or without her. And you're growing as an individual for you. So this is what you have to understand, okay? Building together equals I need you to build with me in the first place. And this is not masculine. A man has to have a certain level of self-sufficiency. A man has to have a certain level of independence and strength with or without anybody. And this is just something that's very important to understand. Number 6, okay? Inviting in added baggage into your life all because you think she's really beautiful. This is a huge issue that you're going to see with most guys. Okay, most guys, they'll just constantly keep inviting baggage into their life. You see this happen all the time. A guy all of a sudden wants to pay off her credit card debt for her, and all of a sudden just do all this stuff for her, and then she loses desire, okay? Her problems basically become his problems, and he acts like he's okay with that, and he assumes that the more he does for her, the more loyal she'll desire to be in the relationship, and this completely doesn't work at all, and then she just ends up leaving or probably like finding a different guy who doesn't do any of those mistakes. The more you attempt to do for her, the more she sees that you have to do all these things in order to basically hopefully maintain your desire level. And she can basically sense the subconscious fear of loss that you have, and now she'll just leave anyways. Like, women can see what guys do in order to hopefully maintain relationships, and she can sense your fear. So this is what you have to know. Number 7, acquiescing to a new way of life. You see this happen all the time. A guy gets into a relationship, or a guy starts dating a woman for a while, all of a sudden he's making less money, he's eating worse food, his diet changes, his priorities start to change, he's going to the gym less, and she tries to get you to basically conform to a different way of life that you never had in the first place. So as a man, you cannot conform to the life that she claims she wants you to live. This is a big test, and most guys just fail. Her goal is to really see if she can change you. This is her goal. She wants to see if she can create a dynamic where the pit bull basically turns into a poodle. And this is one thing that you do not want to happen, okay? Number 8, overall just you becoming less masculine. So this is what you have to know. A masculine man, you're operating with a sense of purpose and duty and vision, which means you probably have a routine and you probably have somewhat of like an orderly system in your life that you've created to help you achieve your goals. Order. The masculine man creates order in his life so he can adhere to something to help create his dream life or his goals. Now, that means a man is fortified through the repetitions of life. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's getting under the barbell constantly and going to the gym. It doesn't matter if it's doing the thing day in and day out in your business. It doesn't matter. A man is fortified through the reps. So masculinity, okay, is being orderly and operating your life day to day, how you need to live regardless of how you feel that day. So this is what you have to understand. When guys get into a relationship, they start to become less masculine because they become less orderly. So now all of a sudden, she's going to attempt to see if she can get you to change, alter your schedule, constantly test you, seeing if you can conform to how she claims she wants you to live. All of this stuff, it's very important to see these things, okay? Number 9. Taking on her mannerisms or her traits, okay? What happens is you are now subconsciously conforming to her personality. So you're subconsciously conforming to her personality, you're not maintaining your independence, and you're actually changing. You're becoming a weaker version of your old self. You're becoming a weaker version of your old self because you're showing that you do not have a strong core identity. This is what she wants to know at all times, is you know who you are. That's called personality congruence. And every day she looks at you and she's going to go, wow, I just can't change him. This is what you have to know. You have to know this. Please listen to me. If you do everything right, you are going to make women very frustrated. If you do everything wrong, you are going to attempt to make the woman very happy. And that's how you know you are in the wrong dynamic, is if you are constantly trying to make her happy. You don't understand that her root nature is to try to get you to change in the first place, to conform to how she claims she wants you to live, which means this. If you want to actually maintain desire in that relationship, you got to understand this. You need to get used to making her frustrated and disappointed because of your lack of cooperation, of changing into what she claims she wants you to be. That is the only way to maintain that relationship, is you have to accept the fact that her emotions are going to be up and down. And some days she's going to be disappointed, and she needs to see that you still are not willing to bend or break who you are. This is like so drastically important. Every single husband or every single boyfriend that attempts to make her happy, to appease her emotions, is fundamentally doing it wrong. And then what happens is she leaves anyways. So keep that in mind. Number 10, being unaware that she will attempt to deceive you. Okay, this is what you have to know. Her root nature is essentially, if you use like the story of Adam and Eve, it's basically to be like Eve. That means you do not want to do what Adam did and just turn a blind eye to that. You can't do what Adam did and just follow along and not be aware of this. You have to be aware. Your awareness is your superpower. Never forget it. This is so important. If you like this video, take this a step further. I created a community to help you learn, understand, and master the language of women. I show you step-by-step processes that you can use to help improve your dating life at a very, very quick pace. So that way you have new skills and processes that you didn't have before. Okay, and you can actually use these processes that I created. You copy paste them into your dating life and you get results faster. That's why I made that, so go and check that out after today's video is over. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.